everyone. Welcome to this week's 15-minute food for thought, where we're going to share 4 different perspectives on what we read in the Bible. I'm your host this week. I'm Robin McCoy, and joining me are my lovely sisters, Sister Deborah Morgan.
Hello.
Sister Kelly Armour.
Hello.
And Sister Angela Miller.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so we are going to be coming from Matthew chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. I'm going to be reading from the New King James Version. And it says, "Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men, to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do your charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will himself reward you openly." So, yes. So this kind of struck me because of a situation I had encountered a few weeks ago, and I'll just summarize it. That in the Midwest here, we are used to cold weather. And so in pretty much April, it got super hot, super fast. So we went from like 20 or 30 degrees to like a 70 degrees, which makes us literally physically sweat because we need transitional time. So I was joining someone for just like a quickie brunch. And again, it's super hot and in the Midwest. And so I was leaving one part of this plaza area to go to another part of the plaza area, and I had to do a loop around, and there was this guy on a corner. And again, we're hot, so you get hot, you're just not all overly friendly. So he like literally goes, "Get me some water." I'm sitting in my car acting like I don't hear him because I know he's not talking to me like that, right? He goes, "I said, get me some water," and like very abrupt, very gruff. And I just act like I didn't hear him. And then he goes, he flipped it and said, "I would really appreciate it while you're around, if you could bring me some water." And I said, "Oh, okay, that I can do." That's what I was waiting on right there. So long story short, I had a few little errands in this little plaza to do. So I went to a bookstore, and I'm still kind of trying to be nice on the inside, but I'm still kind of fuming, like, you know what, he needs some real water. What he needs is the word, and this is me judging him, right? So I go over to the Bible section, and I pick up a Bible, and I thought, I need to get him organized too, probably, and get him the year Bible, just give him some structure, right? So I go pick them up, and the books they're expensive. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Sorry. Okay, I'll just do what I do. And so on my way to the library in this loop around. And again, this is just very quick, 1 minute, couple minutes in and out. And I go into this library, and they have free books. And on these free books are the Bible that I wanted to get that I thought this guy needed, as well as the 1-year structure Bible. And so I was like, oh my goodness. And I tell the librarians there what had just happened. And they're like, and the guy goes, "Oh, by the way, there's some Joel Osteen books over there too. Might as well take those." And mind you, they're all free. So I grabbed them to do my deed, right? And so when I get there, the guy's gone. I was like, oh well. So I finished up some other stuff, and I'm at another corner. Another guy is out with a sign, and I'm trying to look at his sign, and he just looks at me like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe I should give him these books." No, not going to do that, because this is happening like this for a reason. So as I'm on my way home, I see the guy again that I originally had asked me for the water. So I stopped, gave him the stuff, and that was the end of it. But it struck me, like, when you're in this mode of giving or opportunity to give, I should just say, how, as the lady used the word, serendipitous, how all these pieces of a puzzle had to be put together in order for this to happen. Again, I just was so shocked at how God loved this person. And again, I had to do my own correction in my own self to say, one, I had no business judging him because I don't know his story. You know what I mean? I knew nothing, but I just knew I was a part of this. And so that took me to, doing some research on giving and almsgiving. So that's where this came from. And then I want to get my thoughts together. And I was struck with the thought of being intentional with your giving, or are you doing it for attention? So I looked up those 2 words, and it says intention, which is a noun. It's a thing intended, an aim, or a plan, or the healing process of a wound. And then attention was notice taken of something or someone, the regarding of someone or something as interested or important. And what stood out to me was the intention definition. It's a healing process of a wound. And with what I do for a living, I tend to associate things with the human body and the first natural principles. And I thought, wow, I never realized how tied into giving, how you can actually heal. You know what I mean? You could actually, if your motivation and your intention is correct, you have the ability to heal. I'm just again learning so much more on this journey of just the principles that the Lord, shares with us. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we can go into almsgiving, but I'm going to stop talking and let you guys share your perspectives because I'm excited to learn and hear.
All right.
Well,
Okay. Well,
I'll jump.
go ahead. Go ahead, Angela.
No, when you said about the opportunity, we kind of take it for granted that it really is an opportunity to be a servant, to be used by God to bless someone else. And then God is watching your heart, how you give. Are you attitude you're giving with? Are you giving with where you're looking down on a person? How you're giving, and then like you said, the attention. And so it spoke to me because sometimes, and I know you got to find a balance too with some of the kids that I work with. I don't want to give kids who are misbehaving certain rewards, and that's true. You be very careful. But was convicted. What is your mission? And my mission is always to plant seeds of love, hope, and creativity. And so the seeds that I have been given is an opportunity to plant those seeds. Now, they can do what they do with it, but my assignment is to give. And so that I really appreciate this message because it's a reminder that we can't forget that is what God has called us on earth to do. Whatever that gift you have, however, to bless someone. I mean, no, you do got to use wisdom, boundaries, because some people will take advantage. So, but you will know. But when God convicts your heart, you'll also know that too. It'll be a reminder. So, no, that was just my takeaway.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Amen.
Next.
Amen. That's good. Okay, well, I'll go ahead in and I kind of did the same thing, Angela and Robin, with the heart. And mine, I said, well, you got to have good intentions and you got to have a prayerful heart because if you don't, you're already out there, and if you're not doing it right, and especially if you're having a evil heart where you might want to trick someone, and it really is not a good thing because if you don't have the prayer to get God's grace of giving, your actions could cause a really bad effect, because whether you giving money or time or like encouraging words or us talking like this, if we have ill intentions, we can affect somebody's life really badly. So you got to ask for prayer and for God's grace to have a prayerful heart because your bad intentions can go by the wayside bad. And of course, you want to, if you're really following the Lord, you want to get your just reward. So if you're out there on the internet just trying to show off and you think that you're doing the right thing, but you know in your heart you're not, you just placating yourself. So God already see that. You know what I'm saying? So either way, you have to pray in order to do the right thing, in order to give the right way. So that's how
That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay.
Well, I guess that leaves me.
Yes.
Well, I love Matthew 6 because it is a part of the Sermon of the Mount where Jesus was discussing like different aspects of righteous living, or what I like to call it as the family code of conduct. Now that we're born again into this new family, we need to know how to navigate and what is it required of me to be a part of this family? What does the Father expect from me? So what stood out to me was the reward.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like, because if you go back in chapter 5, he talks about the reward again. So I'm like, this reward thing is serious here because it's a repeated word. So my conclusion was, do you want to be seen by men that will offer you that temporary praise or applause, but realize, human nature, 1 minute people applaud you, the next minute,
Yeah.
they don't even remember your name? Or do you want the scripture says the full reward from God, and that just like was mind-boggling when he said not just a reward, but a full reward. Who knows, when you're pleasing God and you're giving, you have a genuine and humble heart and you're doing it because, first of all, you love him. And then I like what you said, Robin, about the healing, that you insert yourself into another person's story to make their life better. Like you inserted yourself into this man's journey. And so how we honor God by the posture of our heart, what Kelly said, when we give to others. And so that is what stood out to me, is that, do you really want the applause of men that will fade away? Or do you want God to see those things that you do secretly helping people and not be that trumpet to say, oh, well, I helped Debbie do this, or I gave her this, or I remember growing up, somebody did that to me. And it really damaged me, like Kelly said, because then it made me not want to receive help from people. And so I like when Kelly said that you don't know the damage that you do when you put other people out on blast because you've helped them. So that's my takeaway.
Those are beautiful takeaways. Just wow. That's all. Just wow. Thank you. And thank God for you. So, so just at the conclusion of this, again, you've all summarized it, that our almsgiving, which is part of, like you said, that righteous living portion, or as we call it, Lent, where we those 3 tiers are, given to the poor, praying, and fasting. And what is poor? Does that mean necessarily not having money? Not at all. Not at all. There's so much different types of poverty, so like Sister Angie said, to plant those seeds of creativity and love and acceptance, so, and again, we just want to say, hey, when you search yourself, I guess that's the bottom line. Search yourself, search your intentions. Are you doing this for it's an intentionality to please the Lord and to make us a better place to live and in our communities, our sphere of influences? Or are we doing it, like Sister Kelly said, are you just doing it for Instagram, or whatever? So again, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy days to sit down and sup with us on our 15-minute food for thought, practical, just reviewing practical principles and living a life of purpose that glorify the Lord. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Again, we thank you for listening to 15 Minutes Food for Thought. If you enjoyed today's topic, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our group on Facebook. Our prayer is that you were blessed today with practical principles that you can apply to your daily living. We'll see you next week.